Hello everyone, Chris Mason here, and I wanted to walk you through a little bit how we use and implement shortcodes for the one-click upsells product. And if you're comfortable with shortcodes, then you may not need this video, but this is something that we get questions on pretty often. So I just want to show you how it works, what your options are, how to use the shortcodes. So what I've done is I'm inside one of our funnels, and you can see I went to the shortcode section, and then right here you see, and in this one we're just going to focus on these two right here, the wrapping mode and the single mode. Okay, so with and you can use either one, it's up to you, but with wrapping mode, you're going to need to wrap your text or image in a shortcode just using the elements right here, versus in single mode, if you're familiar or you're used to using actual like HTML code, you might be a little bit more inclined to use single mode. So here you can see that if you're going to use single mode, then you would create your links like this using an href tag. So I'm going to show you how both of them work on an actual page, and you can make the decision which one is best for you. So we'll start with wrapping mode. So I've got a page set up over here, and this is just, we use Thrive themes, but this will work on any WordPress page if you're using Divi or something like that, or whatever theme you're using. These shortcodes are universal to WordPress, so don't be thrown off by me using Thrive themes. But in Thrive themes, I'm going to use this WordPress content builder right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. And you see right here, it's going to ask me to insert WordPress content. Now, again, if you're using a different tool besides Thrive, you would just want to make sure that you're inserting, WordPress content or whatever it's called in Divi, and it's probably even more obvious if you're just using a general WordPress theme. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click, and it's going to bring me into this dialog box right here. And I'm going to go back, and like I said, we're going to start with the wrapping mode. And I'm just going to grab this right here and put it right there just so I've got it, okay? And so what we're going to do is we're going to create our yes button first. And I like to use a button instead of text on for the yes part of the upsell. I mean, for obvious reasons, because it draws more attention to it. It looks more clickable, and so I'm going to show you how to use a button. So we're going to use wrapping mode, and so all I'm going to do here is, and I'll go back here just to show you. So with wrapping mode, all you do is you put in on the front end, you put this, and then you enter in your button link or your button text, and then you close it. So this is kind of like you're opening the link and then closing the link. So I'm going to get a little bit of space, and I've got a button right over here. All right, so I'm just going to use this one, and I'm going to copy this link right there. And here we go. And then, I mean, actually, what I could add the media right there if I wanted to, but instead, we're going to do image source equals. I'm going to put that link in there. I'm going to close it. And then when I save this, what I'm going to have is a button here. And so when I go into live or test mode, this button is now wrapped with those yes shortcodes. So when somebody hits, when you set up this page to be your upsell page, your one-time offer, then this button will confirm their order when they click it. So if they want to take your upsell, they say yes, and then boom, it's going to go either to your next upsell or it's going to go to your thank you page, however you've built out your funnel. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we've added our yes option, and we also need to add our no option. So this, obviously, if somebody decides that they don't want to take your one-time offer, your one-click upsell, then they'll click no. And from there, depending on how you set up your funnel, they could see another offer, which in that case will be a downsell, Or they could just go to the thank you page and that's it. And that's completely up to you on how you set up the flow of your funnel. But I'm just going to show you how the no shortcode works. And let's see here. Here we go. So we're gonna use the same format here, but we're just going to change the yes to no. And I've already got it copied onto my clipboard. And I'm going to go into and I'm in the visual side. I think before I was in the text, but again, I just opened up this WordPress content, and I'll see if I've got it saved. Boom, here we go. And the other thing you'll notice too is on the no option, I prefer to use text instead of a button, and so you can make this text say whatever you want. And you can make it very obvious what they're declining, or you can just say something basic like this. The other thing that you'll want to do is make sure that you center this. So this is right now is left aligned, so I'm going to make sure that it's centered. The button itself is not that big a deal. I'll make sure it's centered too, but it's because it's so wide, it looks okay. But I'll make sure they're both centered. And then I'm probably going to want to, well, let's just see what the spacing looks like after we save it. That's actually not too bad. Okay, and with this no text here, you'll notice that, let me get back out, and you can see it doesn't really, it's clickable, but it doesn't look like a link. And this is just something that happens with Thrive, and if this happens to you, I want to show you how you can address it inside of WordPress. So I'm going to go back into the shortcode, and what I'm going to do is you want to highlight this, and basically to make it look like a link, you at least want to make it blue. You could also underline it, but you just want to make it obvious that it's clickable, and the universal sign of that is to make your text blue. And I want to show you, just because this is real life, this isn't really working properly for me, so I can't have this color drop down for whatever reason right now. So I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna kind of get around this. So I know very little HTML. Let me say that first. So, but this is how I would fix this if I want to make this blue. So I go inside of the text editor, and I'm just going to write, font color equals blue. I'm going to put that there, and then I'm going to close that font tag, and I'm going to click save, and I'm going to click save here. Okay, and you'll see that now this is blue. It looks like a link. You could also add an underline text decoration to that if you wanted. But then when we preview this, here is our sales page that they're going to see after they make their purchase, and we've got a video embedded. Obviously, if you're using text, you could use text there. And then here it is. So yes, add this to my order, or no thanks, I'm not interested at this time. Now this is just set up for test purposes, so I don't have this actually tied to an order right now. So this is how you set up the short codes using wrapping mode. And let me show you how to do this if you want to use single mode. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of that. All right, and we're going to go back to the WordPress content and insert that. And I'm just going to grab both of these so I've got them. Okay, so single mode, you need to insert into the link's href attribute like this. So I'm going to grab that right there. And this is how I'm going to build my yes and no link. So I've written this code right here. And actually I don't even need this that I pasted, but basically put this code in right here, and I'm going to go back and I'm going to use this button again, and I'm going to write in an image source and bring that in, and then I'm going to close this tag here, this href tag. All right. So, and let me switch over here and center this. Okay. So there it is, and I'm going to center it. I can get rid of that. I don't need it. And let me save. Okay, and so now it has put my yes button in using the single mode. And so again, we need to add a no link. And so what I'm actually going to do, this is just the way that I'll do it, is I'm going to put this in. I'm going to change this to no. I don't want to use an image. I'm going to say no thanks. I'm not interested at this time. Okay, so I have my open href tag, and then I close it, and I'm just going to double check that I've got everything set up. Great. And you'll notice that on this, if you're used to using HTML, typically this part right here of the code, you would use an HTTP and then your link. And what we're doing here is not including an HTTP. We're just inserting the shortcode this way. Okay, so I've got this set up correctly. I'm going to click Save. And there it is. Now, this is not centered and it's not blue like I would like, so I'm actually going to go back. And I'm going to, first I'm going to center it. And for whatever reason, it shows up blue there. We're just doing this real life here, guys. Sometimes it's just kind of funky and you go with it. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to assume that those other these other pieces aren't working again. Yeah. All right. And where did? All right. Let me exit out of this. Something didn't go quite right. Okay. There we go. Now I'm going to add font color equals blue. And I'm going to close that font tag. And I'm going to save. I'm going to save the page. Okay, so there it is. It's blue now. And let's take a look. So scroll down, and there we go. So that is how you're going to use shortcodes inside of WordPress, regardless of what theme you're using. This is going to work universal to WordPress. This is just how it looks inside of Thrive themes. So for you, you might be in the actual edit page section where you are making these changes. And again, with one-click upsells, I have the ability to use any page, any custom page I want to sell my one-time offer. And so here I'm using a video, but I could easily be using text. And I can insert these shortcodes onto any page at all, and then once I connect it all up inside of the funnel, inside of this funnel here, where which offer is this? Yeah, so once I add my offers here, and then I direct this, after somebody makes whatever purchase here, once I tell the tool which page to show, which is going to be this one, then these links are going to be working, and it's going to add whatever your product price is to the order instantly. And then obviously from there it's up to you if they're going to see more orders or if they're going to see the thank you page. That is how it all works. So that is how you set up the shortcodes for orders. And if you have any questions, just reach out to us, support@woocurve.com.